trying to get audio to work when you don't know what you're doing can be quite risky, to be honest. And it's taken me like 3 or 4 days to get sound to play through my setup and to record properly, and then also to not only play out the left ear, which is something I figured out I had set to stereo recording. Anyway, hello. I have some Baileys and I'm really happy about this. So, Boopy Ben podcast, right? Let's make it happen. I wanted to talk today about gamer puberty, right? And that's like the process you go through as a gamer, right? From the very scratchlings of, playing video games and whatnot, starting to being a pro, full-blown MLG gamer. So I think for me, right, my personal experience was I got into gaming and stuff through I don't know if you've ever heard of Jumpstart First Grade or Jumpstart Second Grade. Now I stole these games from my cousin who just happened to own a legit copy of these games. And basically you got to play as yourself in like this click adventure kind of game, right? And you would go around doing, and they would trick you into learning, right? Like this is, they would trick you into learning because you would be like, no, I should probably close my cupboard door. Those are my underpants and shirts and stuff. No, I'm gonna give it we're going for the vibes. Alright, so, they would trick you into learning, and I thought they were cool. And I still remember to this day one of the earliest experiences that I remember from gaming was I was helping the sausage dog collect the treasure in school in this island, right? It's all about trying to find treasure. So you get clues from playing all the teachers' games in this little learning game. And it was a really cool little game where you would shoot at pretty much like a noughts and crosses wooden thing. Hold on. Oh god. Hold on. Oh Jesus. Okay, I'm just do like this. Alright. So it was like that, and then it was like 2 slits going down, and then 2 going across. So it was noughts and crosses. So you had a little thing of 3 and 3 across. And the question that she gave me was, what is the same color as it sounds? Alright, I believe that is I think something along those lines is the exact phrase that it gave me. And I had 2 options, right? So all the little things span, and then I had a couple of options that I could shoot with my little beanbag gun to select the right one, right? So out of like 6 options, there was only 2 that were open and still available. And that was, one of them was a cute little picture of an octopus. 8 legs and all, baby. And the other one was a picture of an orange. And I shot the octopus, and then I got a little X, and I lost that noughts and crosses game. And to this day, I remember that. That was, you know what, that's what really separates the men from the boys, that's for sure. I've been traumatized by that move for 27 years. Probably less, actually. But what has the same color as it sounds, or something like that? You know what, I could probably get the exact phrase. Someone probably has it on YouTube. Anyway. So, yeah, I like gaming, I like computers, so I got into that stuff big time. And I think another hurdle that gamers will get when they're going through gamer puberty is the whole issue with talking on the microphone, right? I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but for me, well, at least for some people, but for me, I did struggle with just calling people and stuff like that. Like phoning people over the phone was kind of a big deal. So you can imagine being in an online game, right? Like playing, like for me, through my game of puberty, it mostly took place through Team Fortress 2. So I was playing Team Fortress 2. I think like 2,000 hours or more on that game. And that's when I was going through this transition period where I went from like not typing at all to then typing to communicate. Like, oh, there's a dude behind you. I'd stop, open, I think it was T to open like the chat menu. I'd slap away and then I would hit enter and send that little message across, right? And that's how it used to be. And I got really good at typing because of that, right? And I didn't realize I was good at typing because of that. And later on in life, I sat down and I was like, holy shit, how do I type? If I can't type, I'm going to fail this course, right? And then I put my hands on like F and J, which are like the home keys. Learned that from school. And I was like, I can't do this. But then I put my hand on WASD and I was like, oh shit, I know where the R is, I know where the Q is, I know where the E is, I know all these things are because that's from video games, right? And I was able to type like that. So I typed like some sort of crazed man with WASD and then home keys, but I could type. Anyway, so I progressed my typing skills. I think that's the most important part here. But then in certain lobbies, I still remember the requirements of what would make it safe to start talking in a lobby, right? And the requirements were someone else had to speak first. You would not be the first guy, especially if you were a squeaker. Like, I used to worry that I was a squeaker, and so I don't think I was ever a squeaker, to be honest. I always had this magnificent voice, but it was just that you would wait for someone else to talk, right? Maybe they were complaining about the other team, maybe they were doing something, but as long as they talked first, right, then you could pipe up, or then I would pipe up, right? I wouldn't be the first guy to talk. I would be like, no, no, no. And then also, I'd only say something quick and small, like, yeah, that's a good plan, or something like that. I don't know, something, maybe not even that, because that's like positive reinforcement. I'd be like, yeah, you know, just something small, and I would, and then that would be like a big deal, and then eventually, through playing games quite a lot, I was comfortable with just talking smack. Really, I mean, I don't talk a lot of smack. I'm gonna say though that my friends get the most smack if I am talking smack. I don't. I try and remain positive and stuff online, and so therefore, when it comes to close personal friends, then I can shill over them, and unfortunately, that's how it is. That's how my anger goes, you know? So I just want to apologize to Stefan. Sorry, Stefan. Okay, so yeah, like I like so that was the thing about game of puberty. You know, you would well, in my experiences, I wouldn't talk first. I would type, and then eventually, I still think typing can be better than talking in some situations, especially in Team Fortress. But that game is like it's gone now to me, so it's not a big deal anymore. But the games I play now, you just talk the whole you don't. If you stop and type, then you're probably dead. So it's like oof. But yeah, okay. So game of puberty, learning when to pipe up, right? That was a big deal for me. That and then also picking a good name, right, or a good like a gamer tag, because for the so coming from South Africa, we used to watch this movie on tape, like at least 3 times a day, you know, for years, right? And this movie was called Kung Pao. I think it's like Enter the Fist. I think that's the name of the movie. I think they made a second one. I don't think I've watched it, right? That just shows how important this movie was to me. But the first one was really bad. But at the time, you know, when you're young and you don't know what's going down, you think it's cool. So I watched this movie, and in this movie is a scene where the guy, he's talking about killing, right? So he goes, killing is wrong. There should be a stronger word for killing, like bad wrong. Badong, yes, killing is badong. From now on, I shall stand for the opposite of killing, Gnadzab. And I thought that was so freaking sick that that became like my cool word. Like I was like, oh my god, that is gonna be the sickest gamer tag ever, right? So I had this hard to pronounce name, Gnadzab. Like what the hell is that, right? And then the worst part is, my dad, bless him, he ran off to go, and one day he came home and he was like, hey, you want an email address? And I was like, oh hell yeah. And he's like, all right, you know, write down what you want for your email address. And then he ran off to the IT guy, right? This is in South Africa. He ran off to the IT guy to make an email. It was crazy. And what he did was, he made an email, but my handwriting was so atrocious. It had a spelling mistake in Gnadab, right? I think there was like an A where there was supposed to be an O, and I was like, no, I can't, you know, this makes no sense now. It's like the whole email is ruined. And I was like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do now? You know, I can't be running around as Gnodub or something like that. That's not cool. It's not. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I was like, all right, what am I gonna do? So I asked my dad to go back to the Google guy, right, the IT guy, to go and fix this issue. And he came back saying that I couldn't make a name that was so close to the original, because that, I don't know, that just wouldn't work out. So I don't even know how, this was a Gmail account, so I don't know what was going down there, but I was like, okay, shit, if I can't have that one, what am I going to do? And so the idea behind Gnadab, right, is the opposite of killing, and it's the opposite of like doing wrong. It's bad and wrong. It's the opposite of bad and wrong. So I was like, yeah, okay, so Gnadab is like this ideology. So I wrote, so my gamer tag then became Gnadab is me, right? And that became like what I used online as my gamer tag. And no one can pronounce that. It's like 12, 18 characters long. No one's going to sit down and be like, what the hell is that guy's name? Nah. Like the best I got was people referred to me as G and O, because that's the first 3 letters of my initial. Like playing games through text and stuff. They'll be like, no, look there, look that. And I was like, okay. You know? And so yeah, that was lame. And then and for like years, I played Team Fortress a lot at this time, and played a couple other games as well. But no one ever spoke to me in any of these games. Like I was playing online, I was playing with people and stuff. Like I wouldn't pipe up if other people weren't piping up, and then you know, so I was like alienated while playing online because I had such a shit name to say and to pronounce or anything. So then I thought to myself, you know, like literally, I'm gonna change my name. I'm gonna jump into something different that's cooler, you know. So what's cooler than Gnadab is me. I became Gnadab the helpful wizard. Okay, yes, I became Gnarlab the Helpful Wizard. I thought it was badass, and I thought it was cute as well. And I spent an entire day editing a spray. So it's like a sprite, or no, it's not a sprite. It's like so in Team Fortress 2, you can have an image that you can spray on the walls and stuff, like a spray canned image on that you can import into your game and into the server, and then everyone else on the server will see that image. And it took me like a day because I'd made this beautiful artwork. I had the Team Fortress 2 Pyro on it because he was a big deal for me, and I had the Pyro on it, and it said like not up the helpful wizard, and the Pyro was wearing a little wizard hat, and he was pulling a funny stance, you know, and I said like was here or something like that on the bottom, right? So I could like spray that and run away, and people would see that, right? And they'd be like, oh, who put that down? I guess it's the guy playing as the Pyro with that hat with that name, you know. Wow, that's totally him. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be cool, you know. People are gonna know what's going on here if I start spraying this around. So I had that for a while, and it took me a long time to get that spray done because I kept getting the wrong formats and stuff like that. And eventually I, you know, actually read the upload requirements, and then I went back and made sure it was that format and that size. And I got it, and I ran around and I shot some people, and I, you know, as you do in Team Fortress 2, and I dropped my spray everywhere. And that was an experience, and I felt like I was getting closer, but not quite close yet, you know. And then I began to get heavy on I think this is towards the beginning or the end of college now, right, in my pubescent gamer life. And what happened here was I decided to get big on DayZ, right? DayZ had come out, DayZ Standalone, and I was like, whoa, this game. Like I couldn't get enough of this game. I would like watch videos on it all over YouTube, and like every second of it excited me. But of course, it wasn't out yet, and I also couldn't afford it because I was spending all my money on Team Fortress 2 hats. That game milked me for like $2,000. So when they say things like, "Oh, it's free to play," and you go out and you buy a hat, then it's not free to play. All right, then you've paid money for that sexy hat. Anyway, that was a money sink. Even I was spending money in that game years after I stopped playing it. Anyway, sorry. So I got back to playing zombie games, and I was like, this is really cool. Like I wanna, you know. So I installed everything on Steam that had zombies in it because I was so amped for. I was in that fever, that zombie fever picked me up. I was watching The Walking Dead, I think, around that time. I was like, you know, totally into zombies, you know. Rust had zombies and everything like that at that time, or at least close to that area. I remember changing my name to Ben, just to Ben, right? And then I changed it to. I was studying IT at college, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna be an IT guy. So I changed it to Ben the I.T. guy. It was only Ben for like maybe a day. And then I was like, Ben the I.T. guy. And I was like, oh man. I like that ring it's got, you know. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was it had what I liked in it. And so then I ran around as Ben the I.T. guy, and I got into all these zombie games, and I remember this one particular part that really got to me was my name was Ben the I.T. guy in the game, right? And it was playing No More Room in Hell, which is free on Steam, by the way. Number 2 is coming out soon. I would highly recommend checking it out because this game had quite a lot of cool features, including like the KYS, which is unheard of in a free-to-play zombie game, you know. And so in this game, we're in the attic. Right, we spawned in the attic in the start of one of these levels, and we were going to drop down through a hatchway into the house, and then go and run around and complete objectives just to escape. And I look down the hole, and I see one zombie in this corridor. So I whack that kid with my gun, right? And then I drop down, and I see another zombie at the end of the corridor in the darkness. So I'm lining up a shot on that guy. And another player, completely random dude, pardon me, a completely random guy that was just playing the game with me. He looks from the roof down into the hole so he can see me, and he sees behind me there's a zombie that obviously has turned and has now seen me as well. So that zombie's coming for my butt cheeks. And the guy says, "Ben, look out behind you." And I turn around, and I'm like, whack. I whack that zombie, and little brains go over the floor and stuff, and I survive that encounter. And I was like, "Thanks, man," over the mic, And that was the first time anyone had ever said, spoken to me, directly to me, not just me throwing passing comments or something, or someone raving. And I pipe up going "That's cool." It wasn't anything like that. It was like, "Ben, holy shit, there's a zombie behind you." And I was like, "Whoa." And that blew my mind. Then I realized that you can't have some crazy ass name, right? That no one can pronounce or anything. No one's ever going to be able to say it, And I suffer, when I play games and stuff like that with people, and I struggle to read their names, my brain only reads the first letter or two, and then I just summarize what the name is. And I've run around calling people horrible things that weren't their name, So I think it's a process that you got to get through gamer pubescence. All right. Otherwise, you're gonna run around with some Chinese characters in your name. And people are going to think, what the fuck's that guy doing? Why is he playing on a UK server? I remember I had a thing of Borderlands. I was playing Borderlands 2. And this guy joined that was completely just Chinese characters in his name. So I obviously just assumed that he was, he didn't speak English or anything. Because assumptions, And so when I was playing the game, it's like a co-op game. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, if I find a gun that I think he might like, then I try and communicate without talking. So I'm just putting little smiley faces in the chat or frowny faces in the chat. I'm teabagging the guns. So if he turns to look at me, he sees me jumping up and down on the gun. So he goes, "Oh, what's happening over here?" And he goes to investigate, and then he gets loot. And I remember we killed the boss, and then this perfect British accent pipes up from this Chinese guy's characters, right? He's all like, "Oh, thanks, bruv," and then he disconnects. And I was like, we've been playing together for an hour, and and I don't know, he just if you're running around with the Chinese name, how am I supposed to know that you can speak English? That "Oh, this thing's a bit racy." Okay, it's not racy. What I'm trying to say is whoa, calm down. What I'm trying to say is if your name is Gnardab is me, no one's gonna fucking read that shit, right? That's not easy to read. Ben, alright? Ben's easy to read. It's 3 letters, and that's why I brag now. If I meet anyone with a name that's 3 letters or less, I'm like, dude, that's 3 letters. That's easy to remember, Because that's way better than Gnardab. I don't even know how many there. There's a lot, right? I'm not a mathematician. But that's the moral of the story. Get a name that people can read. Maybe that guy plays a lot of games on Chinese servers, and everyone else they can read it, but I couldn't. So I didn't feel like we could communicate very well in that one situation. And I spent a lot of effort teabagging guns that he didn't even see. I think that wraps it up for Game of Puberty. you're gonna want to play a lot of games as well. If you just stick to one genre, like if you just stick to Call of Duties and stuff, I think yeah, I mean you can have fun and stuff, but to be a true gamer, you gotta try a few of them. Okay, that's all I'm saying. If you want to be a true gamer, bro, you better freaking wait. You better play Doki Doki Literature Club. Otherwise, you're not a true gamer, homie. I implore everyone on this planet who's interested in gaming to play Doki Doki Literature Club, which you can find on Steam and it's free. It'll take about an hour of your life, and it's worth it. It's if I say anything else, or if you've seen YouTube videos of it already, then you know what it is. But it's a video game that's really interesting, and then I think I don't want to talk about anything else. I think I'm just gonna go off the topic now, and I think it says 26 minutes and 13 seconds. I knew what I wanted to talk about. I think I covered most of that. Prepubescent gamers, huh? Oh my god, did I speak about squeakers? If you squeak, you better find some people that are very kind real soon, otherwise you can get bullied, right? That's all I'm saying. Like, I've seen some shit, yo. Late night Team Fortress 2 lobbies. Some kid pipes up. And everyone's like, oh, dude, shut the fuck up. Oh, Jesus. Like, what is this? Like, everyone's like, oh, dude. And I can't, you know what? That shit was rough. It was like the Wild West, man. And, yeah, that was interesting to be a gamer at that time. Anyway, that's it, I reckon. I want to talk about other stuff. I just don't know what and stuff. I keep staring at myself. This is very vain. Just to stare at myself. Yeah, okay, but no, maybe there's a better way of doing this. I'm not sure. But I am almost out of Baileys. And I think it's time. So I'm calling it here. Cheerio.